to do it. It's better if they didn't know. And a lot of it is this, man. We're going to go into the scriptures, and the scriptures are going to identify what we just saw. The scriptures will identify a lot of the problems that we have on earth, right? Because we don't want to serve the Most High God in spirit and in truth. So we see the evil that's on the world. We see the evilness that's in the world. We see the hatred of God. People literally hate God and they don't even know it, man. We can literally tell them in their face they hate God, and they don't know. They don't understand because of this. Come on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 7. It's like pride is hateful before God and it's like pride is hateful before God and man.
Pride is hateful before God and man.
And by both doing one commit iniquity.
So pride is an evil and ugly thing, man. And a lot of our people have it. They're not humble enough to keep the commandments of God. They don't even want to be the least of the commandments. It says it's not grievous at all. These laws are not grievous to do, man. Our people don't know how to show God they love Him, but they sing songs about Him. They want to church. They go to church to sing, dance, and pray. They want to hoop and holler. They want to fall out on the ground when they got the lady putting the skirt on the damn blanket on them, but they don't know how to love God. They're trying. They say they confess with their mouth, but their hearts are far from me. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So they say it in their mouth, but their actions, their hearts is their actions. Their hearts are far from God. And this is why He's coming back to judge the world. But the Most High God is sending His Son back to judge the world, right? And it says that we're supposed to judge the matters between our brother, man. Keep going on that though.
Verse 8, because of unrighteousness, unrighteous dealings, in injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Verse 18.
It's like verse 18. Pride was not made for men.
Say what?
Pride was not made for men.
But we still see it. Hey, pride can sneak up on you, man, but pride is not made for men. And we see prideful men and women all the time because they think they know what's better for them. I've been living in this world and longer than you've been born, but they still don't know how to love God. And they still don't know that they're supposed to judge each other. They still don't know that open rebuke is better than secret love. They still don't know that, man. And that's a very simple and little thing, man. And it's very important, though. That's very important and that's very powerful. But we gotta judge each other, man. We gotta show what the love of God is, right? We gotta show that our men gotta actually stand up and be men. That you gotta put a beard on your face, man, if you can grow one, right? That's what's being a man. That's a badge of honor. You're supposed to have that beard on, man, because the Most High God commanded us to do it. But wait a minute. The Most High Christ fulfilled all the laws. We don't have to do that no more, right? Saying a whole bunch of nonsense, man. Saying a whole bunch of recklessness, man. Right? I think it's the book of Jude that says unrighteous, ungodly men have showed, have come in to show, turn the grace into lasciviousness, right? To ungodliness, man. They turn the grace of God into unrighteousness, right? And that's those preachers, man. They did Satan's job, man. They did Satan's job to the fullest by showing that they don't know the love of God. That's what we out here doing, man, showing the true love of God, man. We out here trying to get our people off of crack, off of drugs, right? To show the love between our brothers, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to come back together. America even knows, they had a news report saying when the blacks and Hispanics unite, that they will be a superpower overnight. They know this, man. They know that when black people and Hispanic and Native Indians come together, that we literally going to be a superpower overnight. That's something that they're afraid of doing.
That's right.
And we're out here trying to unify, like the Bible say. They say, let me get Zechariah 2. Zephaniah 2, Salakia. Zephaniah chapter 2. That's what we out here trying to do, man. Is to unite our people, man. But we up here, we actually looking for those that actually fear God, man. They actually want to come and serve the Most High God. A lot of our people, like Hispanics, don't have a chance, man. They're going to die here in America. They're going to die with thermonuclear destruction. It said the flesh will fall from their skins while they stand. That's what the Bible say. They're going to happily die here, man. Right? Because they're too prideful. And it all stems from that. It all stems from the pride of man. And we're going to get back to it, so hold what you got.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord,
Before what?
before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
So before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon us, the day of reckoning, right? The day of death, the day of destruction come upon the world. He said we're supposed to gather together, right? That we all may have the same judgment. That we all may have the same judgment, man. And we want that peace that passes all understanding in us. That's the type of judgment we want, man. That's the type of judgment we're looking for. We're trying to build a nation of people back, man. The Most High God, we got a heavy job. We got a heavy task for us to do. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The men, it starts with those men, man. Right? But our sisters can learn this too. And once our sisters learn it, they can help teach our people, help teach the women, help teach the children. Right? We all have a job to do, but we got to do this in righteousness. We can't be out here acting foolishly, man. We can't be out here acting simple-minded. Right? We got to actually come out here in righteousness and do the job. Let's go back to this. Because pride is what it stems from. Thinking that you know better than the Most High. What you got?
Nor furious anger for...
Start from the verse.
Okay. Pride was not made for men, nor fierce anger for them that are born of a woman.
So a lot of people have never heard this in church, man. A lot of people have never heard this from the Bible. They don't understand that pride was not made for us. Although that you can experience pride, you can experience arrogancy. The Bible says pride is not made for you. That is the beginning of sin. I said I wanted it last, but let's go ahead and get it.
Verse 13. Verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin.
For
pride is the beginning of sin.
For
pride is the beginning of sin.
The pride is the beginning of sin. That's when you got it all. That's when you think you know you got it. Hey, you don't have to tell me what to do. Don't judge me, brother. Stop judging me. Stop telling me what God said is right. Right? That's what they're saying. They don't want you to tell them. They don't want you to get them back on the right path. They don't want you to get them back right with God, because what is that at the end of the day? That's the spirit of pride. That's the spirit of jealousy, man. Envy. And the Most High God hates that. He hates that spirit. It's an ugly spirit. It says it can't stand before God. Right? And he's going to destroy you because you have that spirit on you. Read that for me one more time.
And he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
He that have it shall pour out abomination. You can love and do whatever you want. Hey, they got this new saying in the world, love is love. They got that new saying in the world, love is love, meaning you can love whoever and whatever you want. We got people loving Ferris rides, right? The amusement park. They got people out here loving trees. I'm married to the Statue of Liberty. They got a whole bunch of nonsense. And what did the Bible just say?
Bring it out!
It's like, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
He that hath pride shall pour out abomination, man. He that hath pride shall pour out abomination. Pride is the beginning of sin, right? Go ahead and finish that out.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamity.
He brought upon them strange sicknesses, strange illnesses, because they had the spirit of pride upon them. America is the worst country because of pride, right? Pride. I'm proud to be an American. When we took prayer out of school, Read the top of verse 13 again.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
This is the Bible. The Bible said pride is the beginning of sin. Come on.
And he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
You're going to start to pour out abomination. Love whoever you want to love. Right? It's okay for men to wear dresses because you got pride. Pride is the beginning of sin. Right? We no longer know what is right and what's wrong. We don't know what's holy and what is unholy. We don't know, man, because of the spirit of pride, man. Prideful, man, that spirit of pride is a very ugly spirit. That's right. And our people got it all in them, man. Come on.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly.
He overthrew them utterly because of the spirit of pride. Because you have that spirit of pride upon you, man. Hey, what it, brother was like, I can't remember when it was, but basically they got the spirit of pride on them because you got men that are younger than them telling them what's right, man. You got men that are younger telling you what God loves to do, man, what wants you to do. And what happens, man? They got the spirit of arrogancy come up on them. The spirit of arrogancy say, hey, you older than him. Hey, you right, you are older. You should be telling us what's right and what's wrong. But we got men passed out on the street, passed out on the grass because they drunk. They can't teach the man what's right and what's wrong. They can't teach the youth. They can't teach the women how to be women, or the men how to be men, how to not wear dresses, how to love one another, man. They're not teaching us. And for some reason, that spirit has come back on me again, because I was not planning on going this way, man. But our men have failed us, man. Our men, our elder men have failed us, man. And they continue to walk in the spirit of pride. They continue to walk in the spirit of pride. Come and teach us the Bible, Art. Come and teach us the Bible, elder. Don't teach us your feelings. I don't want your feelings. I want the Bible. I don't want your feelings. Hey, I want the Bible. The Bible over everything. Facts over your feelings, man. We want those facts over your feelings. The spirit of pride comes upon our men, and they don't think they got it. They don't think you can't tell them what to do, right? But pride, the Bible says, pride is the beginning of sin. Pride is the beginning of sin, right? Hold what you got. We're gonna get your precept.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate.
So the Bible says we're supposed to hate pride, right? We're supposed to hate pride. Read that for me again so I can.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. The fear of the Lord is to hate wickedness. It's to hate when people go against the commandments of God. That's when you know you see somebody got the spirit of the Lord upon them. They got the fear of God on them, right? If you're going against God, if you see a man out here wearing dress, and you're supposed to hate that thing, man. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. That's when you know a man or a woman got the fear of the Lord on them, man. And we don't see that out here today. That's very far and few in between, man. What we see today is the spirit of pride. That's what we got. We got the spirit of pride upon me, man. You can't tell me what to do. Hey, you younger than me, young buck. You can't tell me nothing. Hey, I was there when they first built this church. Right? They got that spirit of pride upon them, man. You can't tell them what to do. What's up, sis? Talk to me. What we can do, we can take the time out to pray for you and pray for you and private. But one thing that our people, and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying this for everybody that's probably listening. They want our prayers, but then they still don't do what the Most High God tells them to do. Right? So we know, because the Bible says, and I'm trying to find the spirit, man. I mean, it's on me to say things, but I want to be as gentle as possible. Right? It says open rebuke is better than secret love. And I don't always want to fall on that. But sis, smoking ain't good for you. It ain't doing nothing beneficial for you. Smoking is not, like, we pray for you all day.
Right.
We can pray for you all day, but if you ain't doing nothing to help yourself out, it's you hurting the word, you hurting the prayer. And we don't want you to hinder the prayer, sis. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I don't know necessarily your whole situation, but let's say a lot of our people, I was talking to my cousin earlier, that one of the things that hurt our people more than drugs is sugar, right? Bad eating, right? So sis, you gotta, the sweets, all that, I gotta tell, I'm taking this to myself too. This is words for myself too. We gotta be careful on what we put in our bodies. Whether it be pork. Pork is one of the worst things that our people do.
That's right.
And they'll say that it's okay, but the Bible tells us not to eat pork. So it tells us a dietary living, right? So we want you. Now I'm gonna be a man of my word to say I will pray for you, sis. But we can't be sinners either. Let me get that. He hears not the prayer of sinners. 1 John.
1 John 3:22, I think.
My name's
Angela, I was gonna get to you after I get off the mic. I was gonna get to you. What'd you say?
1 John 3:22.
What is it? It's in 1 John or John? 1 John 3:22. Okay, that's good, but that's not really what I was wanting.
Oh, 1 John 3:22.
Yeah. Where's our IT department? Where's our research department at?
Oh, I got it right here.
Oh, okay, that's right. I thought you said that. It's fine.
This is John 9, verse 31.
Bring it out.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
So we're going to read that one more time. Check this out.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
God does not hear sinners. We got more on that?
But if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
If any man be a worshiper of God, you believe in God, right? You're supposed to do the will of God. Him he heareth. What you got? Okay, Psalms 40:8. I want to, and then 1 John 3:22. I want that. So it says, read that for me one more time, King.
This is John 9, verse 31.
Bring it out.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
So it said God doesn't hear sinners. We got to know what sin is, right? Right. And I appreciate you asking to be prayed for. So Lord willing, we can get that prayer, and Lord willing, we can get you on the right path for the Most High God to bless you, right? So the Most High God, the Bible says in the New Testament, the Most High God does not hear sinners. He does not hear sinners. So we got to know, we got to listen. I really want her to hear this. This is important. I really want you to hear this, sis. So God doesn't hear sinners. So we got to identify what sin is, because if we're doing sin, he's not going to hear us. If we're doing sin, he said he don't hear people that commit sin, right? We got to know what sin is so that he can hear us. We want our prayers to be heard. Come on.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
So the Bible says sin is breaking God's law. Sin is the transgression of his law. So if you know the laws of God, once you know the laws of God, right, you're not supposed to buy, sell, or trade on the Sabbath day, which is a Saturday, which is today. You're not supposed to buy or sell on the seventh day of the week, right? You're supposed to worship God, right? So if you break his commandments, you're not supposed to eat pork. You're not supposed to eat shrimp, crab, or lobster. You're not supposed to eat those things. The church don't tell us that. Come on over here. You got something? You got something for us? Hold on. I'm gonna get to you, but I just didn't want to talk to you way over there. I'm gonna talk to her, gonna deal with her first, but I'm gonna get with you though. Don't leave me. Well, no, we deal things decently and in order. We do things. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate you. Yeah, hey man, we gonna show you love, brother. Hey, don't walk away from it. We love you, man. We just want to do things decently and in order. That's all. Well, I just want to love the sister real quick, and then I was gonna get you. All right, thank you, brother. All right. So, sin is breaking God's laws, man. That's at the end of the day. So we want to be a worshiper of God, and any man that's a worshiper of God, you got to do the will of the Father. Do you know the will of God? Do you know what? So I'm gonna ask you just because I want you to know. What is the will of God? What is the will of God? And if you don't know, it's okay. We're gonna help you out. That's what we're here for. You want me to get it for you real quick? All right, Psalms 40 and 8.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 8.
Bring it out.
I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
What?
Thy law is within my heart.
So the will of God is his law. The will of God is his law. So anytime you hear the will of God in the scriptures, you can identify it, go right back to the law of God. So in the New Testament, when Christ said, he said, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? Those that do the will of my Father, those are my brother. That's my sister. So what is the will of God? The laws of God. So what Christ was talking about, he was talking about the laws of God. Those that do the will of my God, those are my brothers. Those are my sisters, right? He says in Matthew that he says, roughly paraphrasing, I do not know the workers of iniquity. Iniquity is sin. People that choose to break God's laws, right? So he don't hear you and he don't know you. He said he gonna tell you in that day to get away from me. I do not know you, right? Y'all got some more preaching? You got something else? All right, I know you got something too, right? All right. I was gonna start it.
This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 14. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him? It's like verse 15. If a brother or a sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit? Even so faith, if it have not works, is dead, being dead. It's like being alone. It's like,
it says faith without works. Faith without works is dead, being alone. Faith without works is dead, being alone. A lot of times the church, they preach faith, and they don't have the works. Right? There's a lot of our people that got faith. We got a lot of faith. But read that again.
verse 17. Even so faith, if it have not works, is dead.
Read it again.
Even so faith, if it have not works, is dead.
A lot of our people got faith, but at the end of the day, it's dead. They're dead. Baruch 4:1. Right? Baruch 4:1. Even though you got faith, if you don't have no works, it's dead, being alone, man. We got faith. The church has done a beautiful job, I think, of teaching somewhat, I guess, teaching faith. Somewhat, they have done a beautiful job. Because a lot of our people got faith, they believe in God, but the works of doing what God told them to do, they don't do it. They don't do it. What you got?
This is Baruch 4 verse 1.
Bring it out.
This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endures forever.
Hold on. Check this out, sis.
This is Baruch 4 verse 1.
Bring it out.
This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endures forever.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
So the law will endure forever. Those that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Right? So the works that the Most High God is looking for, the works that the Most High God is going to judge us for, is keeping God's laws. Keeping God's laws. Keeping God's commandments. Right? Women should wear dresses, whether they like to hear it or not, because they don't like to hear it. Men got to be wearing beards, fringes, ordering their household right. They don't like to hear it, but they got to be keeping it. We're out here doing, a man is a man. He does things he don't want to do. He does things he don't want to do. We're out here doing something that we kind of don't really want to come out here and have to hear a lot of anger. Hey, one of our brothers just got shot last weekend coming out teaching on the streets. You think we want to get a shot? I don't want to get shot, right? That's what happens. We telling people what they don't want to hear. We get a lot of anger and a lot of pushback, right? But that's, go ahead.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
They hate him that rebuketh in the gate.
They what?
They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
So the Most High God said that they hate us, that rebuke at the gate. What's that? Proverbs 8:13. Can I get that, Baba Kushra? Proverbs 8:13. They hate him that rebuke at the gate. What is rebuking? It's sharp correction. It's correcting somebody sharply. Stop doing that. That's not right. They hate him, or they hate them that rebuke at the gate. What we're doing, we're out here rebuking our people, man. What we see right now in front of us, man, is not right. A lot of things that we see isn't right. That's what we're doing. We're rebuking and we're correcting. What we're doing is showing love. We're showing the love of God. Come on.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogance.
So the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. We got to hate evil. And evil is going against the laws of the Most High God. Right? Some things is going to be harder than others. Since that cigarette that you're smoking is not good for your body. You're destroying your temple. I didn't say any man that destroys his temple, the Most High God going to destroy them. Roughly paraphrasing. The Most High God going to destroy you. That's what he's saying. Hey, he said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Because you reject knowledge, he's going to also reject you. So you can't be a rejecter of knowledge. We don't want you to reject knowledge, sis. We know that cigarette is tempting. The cigarette is going to be hard.
Right.
That black is going to be tempting.
Right.
It's going to be hard to put down, but you got to do it. You got to take small steps to do it. Right? We don't want you to lose no limbs of your body.
Right.
But even if that happens, you still got to push and keep the laws of God.
That's right.
You feel me? You still got to show God that you love him with everything you got. You got to. Right?
This is just a little fake booster. I used to smoke them too. I used to smoke them. God, he got the power to take it away from us if you ask him.
All right, so a lot of the physical ailments and the illnesses that we go through are directly from disobedience. It's actually a curse that's put upon us. So can you grab Deuteronomy 28 and 15 first?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So directly from disobedience. So in the list of these curses is here. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 58. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which I was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. So from direct disobedience, he's placing it on you because of disobedience. You have to come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and you can't expect to be healed if you don't take the first steps to be healed. It's a direct curse. Like the first step would be throwing that black and mild on the ground now.
That's
Make haste.
right.
You can't say you're trying with all your might and all your heart, like, oh, you keep hitting it, oh, I'm trying my best. You got to make that effort. You got to show that effort. And it's all the a good amount of illnesses are only prominent in our communities. High blood pressure, sickle cell, breast cancer, prostate cancer, they affect us the most because of disobedience. Gangrene, gout, all this stuff is the result of disobedience. That's it.
Hey, what you got? 1 John 22. Let me get that.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 22.
Bring it out.
And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him because we keep his commandments.
You what?
Because we keep his commandments.
Because we do what?
Because we keep his commandments.
Are you ready to receive a healing, sis? You ready to receive healing from your body? No? You said you're not ready. Okay, go ahead. Come on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Go ahead. What's that?
25-year-old daughter. She's in prison. She lost her mom and her dad.
So she don't see the point. You don't see the point of. You don't see the point of all of this, or believing in the Most High. So you got a little bit of doubt. Okay.
She
Okay.
knows the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Why did God punish me?
Mhm. Right. Yeah.
She's out here every week. She needs help
Right.
24/7.
I give everything. I give a food to other. I feed everybody. I feed everybody out here.
She fed everybody out here.
Let me get this right.
So sis, look, all right, you said you out here all the time, but you have to take heed and follow. You have to follow what's being said. You have to apply the words, not just listen to them.
That's right.
All right, this is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 33, verse 31. It says, "And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people." Just like now, you sitting before us. "And they hear thy words." Y'all hear the words, but they will not do them. It says, "And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goes after their own covetousness." Your heart is going after your own thing. That's why. You still got the black in it. Like, what's more important, the black mouth or your foot that you just was crying about a while ago? That you just crying about a while ago? See, and that's a rebellious spirit. You have to be humble. You have to humble yourself. You have to humble yourself. It says, "And lo, thou art to them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument." So people say, I love what y'all doing out here. I appreciate it. You know, it sounds good. They come up to you like it's a good concert, and they cheering you on or whatever. But it says, "For they hear thy words, but they do them not." It says, "And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come." It says, "Lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." And then when the punishment comes, that's when it's too late, that's when they'll want to take heed. That's all I got.
Precept.
Hey, so I believe that a part of you want your foot to be healed. I believe that a part of you, even though you're saying that you don't care, right? So I believe, because hey, bothers you. So, but we just read to you in the Bible. It said that. Do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe in God? So what did the Bible just say? We got to listen to the Bible then, because that's the only way we're gonna get healed. That's the only way we're gonna get taken care of. You get tired of it, but the Bible just said that the Most High God heareth not sinners. So are we trying not to sin? Are we putting forth the strength to try not to sin? Because you sat here and smoked that whole black. Because of what? You finna get another one in a minute. So since there ain't no point of praying for you. No, it's not. Yeah, not really. Because you don't even want to do, you don't even believe. At the end of the day, you really don't believe. Because if you believed, you would have stopped. If you believed, you would start trying not to sin.
That's right.
If you really believed and you want your answers prayer, you would try not to sin. Because the Bible said the Most High God doesn't hear sinners. So you'd be like, okay, well then what is sin so I can stay away from it? That's where your actions would have went. Your actions spoke louder than your words. You showed that you didn't want to change. You just want to be healed. And that's a selfish spirit. That's a selfish spirit, sis. We got to do better than that. But a part of you do believe. A part of you want to hear. You kind of double-minded. That's what I'm seeing. You're double-minded. So you believe, but you don't really believe. And a lot of our people are like that too. A lot of our people are like that. Who said they got a precept?
Right.
You?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Sirach 30:15.
Bring it out.
Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. You know, you got people say, oh, I don't need my lungs to be strong. Fuck my lungs. We have these mindset where, you know, you might just think it's a foot, or you might think it's a pinky, but you got to respect your body. You got to know that that's a temple of God, and that's just what our people don't do.
Yep. Yeah. At the end of the day, we got to start taking care of. So we got to take a better job of taking care of our bodies. We got to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. Sis. Right. And hey, I'm sorry that you feel that way, and I'm sorry to hear this coming from you. I thought she was going to take heed to the scriptures and actually try to change. You know, we pray for our people every day. You know what I'm saying? So you wanted to pray, but you didn't want to do that in prayer. You didn't want to show God any action to actually get that prayer. Yeah. You're going to roll up a cigarette right in front of us, huh? He's going to do it right in front of us, huh? She's going to roll up the cigarette. You're going to wait till we leave? I appreciate the honesty.
This the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, and verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple you are.
I know you heard that. That brother read it powerful. The Most High God said he's going to destroy you because you destroyed the temple of God. Same thing, Hosea 4:1. I think that's my new favorite verse. I'm sorry, Hosea 4:6. Right? Hosea 4:6, man. And that shouldn't be my favorite. That's a bad, but it's rebuking people, hopefully to try to correct them. Let me get that again anyway, while I'm talking about it. Baba Kushai, please. Let me get Hosea 4:6. Because our people are destroyed, and this is exactly what we're seeing right in front of us. They're destroyed, man. Pride, like we just went over, man. Hey, the Most High God made it manifest right in front of our face, man. He made it manifest right in front of us, man. The spirit of pride. She said she ain't doing it. She is doing it in front of our face. She hiding it in our purse. She rolling it up in our purse. Our people are wise to do evil, huh? Our people are wise to do evil, man.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Bring it out.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
He's going to reject you. You rejected him, so he's going to reject you. You've rejected him, so he's going to reject you. And he's not only going to reject you, but he's going to reject your children. Right? You wanted to know why your daughter's in prison, why all these bad things happen to you. It's because ultimately you rejected him. Ultimately you rejected him. So he's going to reject you and your children because you rejected him. And rejecting him is by not keeping his commandments, by not being obedient, right? It's a prideful spirit you got on you, sis. And that is a ugly spirit of the Most High. You got something, Captain? No. It's an ugly spirit that you got, and a lot of brothers is looking at that. We're seeing that spirit, and we hope that spirit get off of you. You know what I'm saying? That you actually come and actually serve the Lord with all sincerity and truth, and you actually keep the laws of the Most High God, and you stop doing it. It may take you're losing your foot. It might need to happen so that you see how serious that this is. This is a serious thing. And he's going to reject you, and he's going to keep rejecting you. Bad things are going to keep happening to you until you make the effort to make a step towards him.
That's right.
So you try to be obedient towards the Most High God, right? And people might be looking at this like, why are you talking like this? Proverbs 27:5. I'm Rashad. Why are you speaking like this to her? Right? What they don't realize, what they see is this is love. Come on.
This the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 5.
Look out.
Open rebuke. What?
Open rebuke.
What is it?
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Hey, Lord willing, man, this is going to plant a seed in our sister's heart. Hey, but this is the love of God. Yes, sir.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful.
Right. The kisses of an enemy are deceitful. What is that? Ecclesiastes 7:7. Let me get that. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Amen. It says open rebuke is better than secret love. So we are here openly rebuking us, man. Rebuking our brothers and our sisters, man. Our mothers. We are here rebuking our fathers. This is a lot of sickness, man, that we got going on out here. Come on.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
That's what it reminded me of. A gift destroyeth the heart. The kisses of an enemy is deceitful, man. Right? It says a gift will destroy the heart. Hey, but yeah.
Verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Patient in the spirit is better than the proud in spirit. We patiently waiting for these things to happen upon the earth, man. We are patiently waiting for the get back of our enemies, of the get back of the Most High God's enemies. All those Israelites that don't want to repent, we're patiently waiting for the Most High to come and show you who he is. We're patiently waiting for y'all to really see the name of the Most High God to work on the earth. We're patiently waiting for this, man. Ultimately, our desire is that all brothers and sisters come into repentance. But we got a lot of people that we know the scriptures and we know they ain't going to get right. They know they're not going to get right, nor do they care to. Hey, Isaiah 4, he said that Israel is a, let me get that. Israel is like an ass, I'm roughly paraphrasing, butchering it. Isaiah 1.
This is Isaiah 1:3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider.
They don't know, nor do they consider. Meaning, they don't even care at the end of the day. A lot of our people don't care, man. So, hey, sis, your foot's going to have to get cut off. Right? A lot of bad things is going to keep happening to our people because they keep rejecting God. They honor God with their mouths, but their hearts are far from him. Your heart is not only your mind, but your heart is your actions. Right. Your heart is what you do. Your heart is what you show God how you love him. Right? They don't know how to love God, nor do they care to.
That's right.
They just want gifts. We just want money. We just want blessings. We want blessings from Satan. You don't want it from the Most High God because you don't want to do nothing to get those blessings. You just want to ask and get it. Just like we saw in front of us, man. She just wanted to ask and get it. Get the blessings. She didn't want to actually keep the Most High God's commandments, man. That's sad, man. It breaks our hearts to see that. That is heartbreaking, man. She wanted to just ask and get a blessing and then continue to do sin. Don't even care, man. That's the state of our people. What you got?
This the book of Isaiah, chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. See ye indeed, but perceive not. So, this sister, for example, and a lot of Israelites who we done told the truth to, they get it, they hear it, they perceive it, they get exactly the picture that the Most High is painting, but they don't understand. They never depart from evil. We can sit there and tell them, like, look, smoking is evil. Stop putting the smoke in your lungs. You're destroying your body, and the Most High is going to destroy you. And they'll nod their head and keep puffing on the black. They get it, but they don't get it.
19. Yeah. Hey, what you're saying is exactly what the scriptures say. Hey, they honor God with their mouths, but their hearts are far from Him. Their hearts are far from God. Because they kind of do fear God. Hey, but that kind of is going to turn into a lot when they see His Son.
That's right.
That kind of fearing God is going to turn into terror when they start seeing the Christ coming back with His heavenly angels.
You said it's funny now, but it's not gonna be funny later.
That's right. It's funny, but it's not. It's funny, but it's not. But let me get that.
4 and 4. This
Funny
is
till it's not.
yeah. This is Matthew 4 and 4. But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone."
Salakia, James 4 and 4. Salakia, James 4 and 4. That was a good one too. James 4 and 4. Let me get Psalms 139 and 22 to 21. Psalms 139, 22 and 21. Come on.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?
This is what we see. We got a lot of people that love the world. They love to befriend the world, right? They hate to seem different. They hate to see against what the norm is doing, right? Hey, a lot of our people are influenced by this wicked society. Hey, we got men that put on fingernail polish now because they're influenced by the media. They're influenced by the white man's deception. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, man. Because honesty is what's gonna heal us. Honesty is what's gonna heal us, right? The truth is what's gonna heal us, man. We gotta be truthful at the end of the day. We got a lot of single parents, man, and they're gonna be utterly destroyed, and it's sad, man. We got a lot of men. We got a lot of men that fingernail polishes on, wanting to be women. We got a lot of men that secretly behind closed doors wearing dresses. Right? We are destroyed people, man, and we're gonna continue to be destroyed because we are a friend of the world. Our people are friends with the world, so they've made themselves enemies to God. They made themselves enemies to God. A woman is never supposed to be on her own, never supposed to be without security. But we got a lot of people, a lot of our women that are without protection. Women is never supposed to be designed to be without protection, man. But we got men, like our elders right here, they can't protect themselves, man. They can't protect themselves, man. So they can't even teach the youth how to protect each other. So we got a lot of lawless people running around here with no protection. That's why at the end of the days, y'all gonna be an easy target. Y'all gonna be easy to take out. Because, hey, Hosea 4 and 6, because you reject knowledge, the Most High God is gonna reject you. Because you reject His knowledge, He said He's gonna reject you and your children. That's what the Bible say, man. And our people need to hear honesty. Because, like I said, honesty is what's gonna heal us. Truth is what's gonna heal us at the end of the day. We know you're not gonna listen until shit hits the fan. We know you're not gonna listen till military come until they shut down all the pumps again at Quick Trip. Everybody starts panicking and freaking out because all of the gas is frozen. Well, they're gonna freeze your money too. They're gonna freeze the grocery stores too. Then you're gonna try to where's God now? How come He ain't here now? Because He's rejected you. Because you rejected Him. You keep rejecting Him. Hey, God is all love. He gonna forgive me anyway. Hey, the door of repentance is almost closed. That's why you see this. You've never seen this before. You've never seen a bunch of men just collectively come together and start teaching the word of God. The end of days is near. And you're gonna be afraid when the time comes, man. and there ain't gonna be nobody here to save you. And you won't be able to save yourself. And you're gonna die a terrible and fearful death. Thus saith the Bible, man. You ready?
This the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 20 in the GNT.
Bring it out.
It says, listen, wisdom is calling out in the streets and marketplaces, calling loudly at the city gates and wherever people come together. Foolish people, how long do you want to be foolish? How long will you enjoy making fun of knowledge?
Hey, the Bible called you foolish. It said, foolish people, how long will you reject knowledge? Right? Come on.
How long will you enjoy making fun of knowledge? Will you ever learn? Listen when I reprimand you. I will give you good advice and share my knowledge with you. I have been calling you and inviting you to come, but you would not listen. You paid no attention to me.
Hey, the Bible is spitting, man. Hey, he said, because, hey, read that part one more time. So, like, I know that.
He trying to get the word. How long will you enjoy making fun of knowledge? Will you ever learn?
Hey, because wisdom crieth out in the streets. And this is what you're hearing it right now, man. You're hearing wisdom. But we got a lot of people that make fun of wisdom. Man, we got a lot of people, man. It's so sad to see our people in such a destroyed mindset, right? We got men that are feminine, and we got women that are masculine. We got destroyed men, and we got destroyed women. We got masculine women, and feminine men that won't stand up to defend nothing. Hey, but they'll fight their brothers, though. I'll fight somebody that look like me all day. What kind of destroyed mindset is that? Hey, women, I'm not going to listen to nothing. I'm not going to submit to him unless he's worthy of submission. What kind of destroyed mindset is that? It says you can win over your husband being a righteous woman. You can win him over by being just righteous. By showing him how submissive you are, man. We got a lot of weak men and a lot of masculine, which means weak women. We got women that don't know how to be women. They don't know how to be feminine, man. And we got a lot of men that don't know how to be masculine. Right? Back in the day, we used to have men that stood up and protected a whole village, let alone their family. Right? Now we got men that won't even stand up and take care of themselves, man. They don't even know how to show themselves love, let alone their families, man. That's why we got a lot of single households. We got a lot of single mothers because our men are weak and our women are weak too, right? And it's sad. This is a sad thing to see. So wisdom crieth out in the streets. Wisdom uttereth her voices in the marketplaces, but they refuse to listen. They want to make fun of those men. Hey, yeah, you'll make sense. Yeah, you'll make sense, but I still ain't going to listen. I still ain't going to do it. The Most High God said he's going to destroy you. He said he's going to destroy you and your children because you chose not to listen. Hey, forget yourself, because some people don't even care about themselves. But the Bible said he's going to destroy your children. Your whole generation, your whole lineage is going to be destroyed by the Most High God. And we're going to get to the point to where he said he's going to laugh at you. The Bible says God is going to laugh when fear comes. When your fear and your destruction comes, he's going to laugh at you. Because you chose not to care, man. You chose not to hearken. You chose not to listen to the words of God. Right? This makes the point of the Bible where a lot of people are born in vain. A lot of people are born for no reason but to die.
That's right.
Right? And then leading the righteous along with them. Right? And we got to learn how to stand up boldly for the Most High God.
That's right.
Verse 23. Listen when I reprimand you. I will give you good advice and share my knowledge with you. I have been calling you, inviting you to come.
The Bible said what?
I have been calling you, inviting you to come.
The Bible said he's been calling you and inviting you to come. We don't care, man. If it ain't coming from the right preacher, we don't care. If it ain't coming from the right rabbi or priest, we don't care what you say, brother. If it's coming, we don't care if you're reading directly from the Bible. If it's not coming from the right priest or the right preacher, we don't care what you say. That's how destroyed of a people we are, man. We got men that are actually bold enough to stand up and say the things that the other men won't. When are y'all men gonna stand up, man, and start speaking truth and start speaking life into our communities, man? Start trying to protect your people with not just arms, with not just guns. Come and try to teach your. Hey, they said Christ was he taught his disciples to be fishers of men. Right? He didn't just give them fish every time they wanted it. He taught them how to fish. We got to be teachers of fishermen. We got to teach our men to fish. Slacky. We got to teach our men to fish. Patience. But you got more?
I will give you good advice and share my knowledge with you. I have been calling you, inviting you to come, but you would not listen. You paid no attention to me. You have ignored all my advice and have not been willing to let me correct you.
Bring that out again. You have not paid attention. Get that.
You paid no attention to me.
The Bible said, right?
You paid no attention to me.
Our people pay no attention to the Bible unless it's the right priest, unless it's the right preachers. It said they pay no attention. They pay no attention to God's words, man. They pay no attention. Read that again.
You pay no attention to me.
Come on.
You have ignored all my advice.
They did what?
You have ignored all my advice.
You keep ignoring God's advice. That's why Hosea 4, that's why I keep bringing it out, man. Because you reject knowledge. You reject the knowledge of God, so he's going to reject you. Go ahead.
You have ignored all my advice and have not been willing to let me correct you.
You said you will not be willing to let him correct you. You gotta change. You have to change, man. In order to see life in your community, you have to change.
That's right.
You have to put the cigarette down. You gotta stop destroying your bodies. You gotta stop destroying your families and yourselves and your wife. It say, teach not, in the book of Sirach, it say, teach not thy wife an evil lesson against thee. You can teach someone an evil lesson, and that's what our people are doing. They're teaching evil lessons against their own neighbor. How to hate one another. Right? We don't even know who our enemies are, man. We think that everybody is love and God is love for everything. The Bible don't say that, man. The Bible says he's going to laugh when your fear comes. He said he's going to laugh at your destruction. I don't know if hey sis, how you doing? I don't know if you're waving us. All praises. All praises. Hey, Aunt Pam, we love you. Right? We love you. Man, he said he's going to laugh when our fear comes, man. He's going to mock. He's going to mock you, man. And this is what we don't want to see. But it's going to happen anyway because the people don't fear God. Go ahead.
It say, you have ignored all my advice and have not been willing to let me correct you. So when you get into trouble, I will laugh at you. I will make fun of you.
That's hardcore. We're going to stop on that right there. Right?
Yeah.
That's some good stuff right there. What version is that? G&T? G&T stuff? Hey, the Bible said he's going to laugh at you, man.
That's right.
Man, hey, a lot of our people never heard these things before. They never heard the scriptures taught like this.
Give me the word.
Hey, and they may never hear it again. If you're spiritual enough to understand. They might not ever hear it again, man. So we got to push it. We got to do it forth with all our might and with all our strength and enjoy. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. But when we first got here, that guy said, the Bible says, read it for yourself. What the hell does that do to... If you can't preach the Bible to people, then what, like, are you going to tell that to your son? Bro, just read it for yourself.
Right.
Not guide him through the scripture.
Throw the book to him, tell him read it.
Yeah, just throw it. Your 5-year-old kid, you're just going to throw the book to him? Well, the Bible says read it for yourself. It's just our people are lazy. It's honestly laziness that we're getting seen here. And then also the other person, we had a lot of bug out people today. Basically, they all have their own excuse of why they can't be talked to. You can't talk to me, you can't give me information, but they'll never say that about somebody that has riches. They'll never say, oh, everybody wants to be like, was it $500,000 or a dinner with Beyonce or Jay-Z? Everybody's talking about these things, but when it comes to sitting down with the prophets of God for free, nah, that wisdom's not worth it.
Right. Hey, there was one time I asked the question. Would our people rather have reparations or to know the true, their true nationality? Right? We already know the answer to that. We already know the answer to that. Would our people want reparations or to know their true nationality? What if the government asked you that question? It was like, hey, you got two options. One option is, you got $5 million right now. Take it, or leave it.
Right.
Or you can know your true nationality, your true identity.
Hey, and you get let free.
You can get let free.
With your true nationality. They still gonna pick reparations.
They're gonna pick reparations, man. Our people, that's how destroyed our people are.
They're gonna be like, shit, we free anyway.
They got $5,000. They're gonna be like, well, I mean, the $5 million is gone next month, so they're gonna rob and steal because we heard another brother got $5 million on the street. We can get his, man. You know what I'm saying? We can get his. Keeping ourselves in the destroyed mindset. What you got?
It's like you said key point. You said all men have to be men, but in the mindset of the world, you have to teach how to become a man. Because if I ask a worldly man, he'll say, "Get your bread up," you know. Because their identity is their money. They be like, "Look at my riches. That's me. This is what I stand on." They proud of it. You know what I'm saying? They worked hard for it. So they correlate their riches and their substance with being a man.
True.
And that's why the prophets of God say, nah, that's not how that is.
Yeah. Really, what it is too is that it sees what people really worship. Like, what we can actually change it a little bit. Say, would you rather have $5 million or really know the truth about the Bible? A lot of people still choose $5 million. Do you want $5 million or you want the truth about the Bible?
You can spend that in a day.
And the white man will tell you that. The white man will be like, look, I'll tell you the truth about the Bible. We were lying to you the whole time, but I'll give you the truth this time. Hey, I ain't gonna trick you no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop tricking you. But I'll give you $5 million. $5 million, I know the truth about the Bible. It shows what the people really worship. Today, our people worship money. God is their money, man. Right? They say, hey, I want to get back to that though. That was some really good stuff. That's some good stuff, man. Brothers bringing out some strong stuff in the GNT. I don't know if y'all heard that. Y'all heard the GNT before?
I heard
That's
that.
good stuff, bro.
I got one.
You got one? I got two.
GNT, good news today.
Right. What you got?
I was about to say, rappers, they already got that choice. Like, they'll be like, $5 million to push drugs on your community. Rap about this, right? They have a conscious decision. They're like, especially the rappers that got enlightened already. So they have a choice, either life or death. And when they choose death, and they, a year later, when they in their mansion, they're like, dang, I just ruined so many of my people's life. I just, the guilt is on them. That's why you see these rappers be subtly rapping, and they be like, boom, boom, and then I want to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? They just put that in there because they depressed because when you got the offer, you think you're gonna like the money way, and then you get to the money way, and then you're like, dang.
You was telling me this one time where the dude, this rapper, he was saying like, he was telling his enemies to go ahead and kill him.
Yeah, on live.
You know what I'm saying? Like on the live.
He told them where they at.
Because it was like vain at the end of the day.
And he said he wanted to die while laughing.
So, man, hey, money is not worth it, man. Right? Money is not worth it. We got to actually come back and learn. Yeah, we can hit that and then go back into this because brother's bringing out some fire from the heavens, man. Brother bringing out this fire, bro. You ready?
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 6.
Bring it up.
But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and the snare, into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
It says some covenant after. We know it's many. That some is great nowadays, man. A lot of our people covenant after money. They know it's the Sabbath day, but they still choose to break it. We know Saturday. We got people that say, hey, we know, man, we know that Saturday is the Sabbath. We gotta go get this bread, man. We gotta go get this bag. We gotta go still work. Many will covet after money, man. They love, it says, roughly paraphrasing, godliness. Say, what, godliness is content.
Oh, it's like
But godliness with contentment is great gain.
Godliness with contentment. Better than what I think. With contentment is great gain, man.
But contentment means you got something.
You got something, but you're comfortable with what you got.
Right.
You're comfortable with what you got. And then you got godliness on top of that. Because you know actually how to show God, not only how to show God you love him, but show the love of God to other brothers. You can actually show the love of God, man. And a lot of people are like, man, this is boring, bro. This ain't nothing, bro. But then at the end of the day, you destroy, or you get destroyed. Right? Y'all got Salaki. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna say too, and this is facts. If any one of us receive that 5 million right now, we're gonna see lesser and lesser you at camp.
Yeah.
Less and less of you at camp. You're gonna make up the perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going around helping camps. I'm going around helping, but
Hey, I want to clean, bro.
Yeah, truth be told, you out spending that bread.
Hey, you would never believe this, bro. I was at the car lot, right? And I tripped my ankle. I can't even make it, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I do, I'm gonna be in a wheelchair. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Do you want me to come or not? It's up to you.
Hey, we're
you know,
supposed to rest,
they're gonna
right?
keep making excuses.
Hey, that's a good one.
What do you say?
We're supposed to rest on the Saturday.
Right. We're supposed to rest, right? Go ahead.
You always hear people say, like, I hear this all the time. They say, well, I'd rather be sad and rich than sad and poor. But it's like, why do you have to be sad? Like, there's never, in that saying or these proverbs that go something like that, it's like there's never an option. It's like, well, I'd rather be oppressed and poor in this wicked world than, well, there's a way that you can be happy in this wicked world. You can be righteous in the wicked world. But that's never talked about. It's always like, would you always suffer poor or rich? That's always what it comes down to, but never just be poor and be righteous, you know?
Hey, man. What you got?
This is Proverbs 30, verse 8.
Bring it up.
It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. So you got people like actually praying for riches, but can you handle it?
Right.
You got to take the first step. You actually be obedient to get the gifts.
Right.
You got to build your spirit to even be able to handle it. I don't want $1 million.
Right.
My spirit ain't strong enough. It says, give me poverty nor riches. Like if you were blessed with your own business, you're gonna be reading less and less. You're gonna be trying to maintain the state of that business rather than do your due diligence in the word.
Right.
Maintaining the state of this world, because you're gonna try to keep that business going and neglect the Most High God more and more and more. You're gonna want your business to thrive so that you got something to post and brag about at the end of the day, right? You got your money, because you don't know balance. You don't know how to balance the world. You don't know how to balance God. You don't know balance, and false balance is an abomination. What's going on, King? You doing all right? So the brother been rapping to you a little bit. All praises, all praises. So what you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
All praises. So you heard about the Israelites? Yeah, come this way, bro. You know about the Israelites?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you have something for us? I saw you pumping your car and you came over here, so I think you might want to have something to say.
No, so I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to see where y'all posting up at.
Oh, okay. You just listening, kind of? That's what's up. So you do know about the Israelites?
Yeah.
So, okay, there's somewhere to start. So do you know who you are according to the Bible?
Shit, I'm gonna say Jew.
Okay, so you know you're a Jew. What? I'm gonna trick you up a little bit. What tribe?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that deep into it.
Okay. So that was a little. So the word Jew comes from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, I was
Is a
gonna
word
say
from
that,
Judah,
you know what I'm saying? I just
right.
didn't want to be wrong.
From the nation of Israel. So that chart, I think, is right over here. So you see the so-called blacks, African Americans, is from that tribe. What you got? Kanye West saying it. You got Stoudemire. You got, what's the dude we just said? The Kyrie Irving. Everybody coming out and actually learning the truth. People leaving Christian churches because they ain't teaching the Bible. They good for nothing, right? People actually learning that this book is talking about us, right? And there's actually blessings. Actually, The whole world was created for us. As a matter of factly, I said it. As a matter of factly, there are people that are created to serve us.
That's right.
That's the truth of the Bible, though. But you ain't gonna hear that in the Christian church. And people are actually coming to learn about the Bible from the Israelites, man. Right? They're not gonna teach that. So I gotta go. I gotta run it down to you. Hebrew 1:1. You've been to church before. What is sin? Hey, yeah. I'm gonna let you in.
There's a lot that fall under sin, you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of our people.
It just ain't the 10 commandments because there's more than 10.
Okay, there's more than 10. You're right. There's more than 10. So,
A lot of our people be going wrong.
let me see. Zion, what's sin? What's that mean?
That means if you break God's law, you therefore sin.
So if you break God's commandments and laws, that's sin. You breaking the sins of God, we can bring that out for you. Let's get that in the 1 John chapter 3. We're gonna run it down to you real quick because we gotta teach you, knowing that you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah is you got more knowledge than the majority of the people right now, man.
This the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
Breaking God's law. Sin is breaking God's law. So you know how to repent. How you repent? That's forgiveness of what? What's sin? Okay, I can dig that. But what is it? What? That was a key word. I'm gonna get key words from you. I know you know it, so I'm trying to pull them out. You said breaking what? Breaking what? Breaking what? How'd you break? What did you break? Breaking the laws of God. Breaking the laws of God. I know you know. I want to make sure that you get the right verbiage, the right wordage too. You know what I'm saying? So you're breaking the laws of God, confessing your sins, right? So this is what we want our people to do to come back. Let me get 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 47. The water. 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 47. And let me get Baruch chapter 2 and verse. You know what I want? 2 and.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 47.
Bring it out.
Yet, if they shall bethink themselves.
What is the Bible saying here? Read it again.
Yet if they shall bethink
So
themselves.
if you start to remember who you are,
Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying, we have sinned and done perversely, we have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart, with all their soul, and with all in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive.
Hey, hold on. So he said a lot. He read a lot. I don't know if he was catching it. Was you catching it? We're gonna hit it again, and I'm gonna go through it a little bit slow. Come on.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captive.
So if you remember yourself in the land that you were carried captives, because you was taught that you was a Negro, that you was African American, right? So if you remember who you are, that you remember that you were an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? If you remember who you are, come on, in the land that you were carried captives, our people were carried slaves here, right? Right or wrong? Right. Okay.
In the land where they were carried captives, and repent,
And what?
and repent,
You gotta repent, turn away from your sins. Come on.
and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives,
The land that you were carried captives. Come on.
saying, we have sinned and have done perversely.
If you ask God, tell God that you have sinned and you've done perversely. Come on.
We have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee
You return unto God.
with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies,
The land of our enemies is key.
which led them away captive,
Let us away captive.
and prayed unto thee toward their land,
Towards our land, which is the east. Our land is east from here, right?
which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name. Then hear thou their prayer and their supplication in heaven.
Then he's going to start to hear our prayers and our supplication in heaven. Right? Then he's going to start to change things for you, right?
And maintain their cause, and forgive thy people that have sinned against thee.
Because this is something that happened all the time with us. Every time we went into captivity, every time we went into slavery under another nation, we always turned back to God and remembered who we were. This is the worst captivity because we were made to forget who we were, right? We forgot that we were Israelites. We had to have other nations tell us that we're actually Israelites, right? So this is the worst captivity that we are in. And our people still don't believe that we're Israelites, even though we got other nations telling us, hey, y'all the Israelites. We got Israelis. I got a video up on my YouTube page. Israelis saying that y'all are the true Israelites. Y'all the true Israelites. They got cartoons. You seen it? They got cartoons telling us, man.
That's South Park.
On South, yeah. So you seeing it. But we got other nations having to tell us who we are. But that's the work and power of the Most High God. That He's waking us back up in these last days so that we can get right. He's only calling a select few. A lot of our people are going to die here. They're going to be destroyed here in America, right? So it's a sad thing, but we got to come out here and try to get the elect of our people, right? Lord willing, you be that one, right? So was that it on that?
Same. And forgive thy people that have sinned against thee and all their transgressions wherein they transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them away captive.
So He's going to start to give us compassion, those who carried us away captive. Come on. Okay, come on. Let me get that Baruch.
This the book of Rebuke, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
So we were scattered for a reproach and a curse. We were scattered because we didn't obey God, right? So we were scattered because we didn't obey God, and we were made a reproach unto the rest of the nations. They laugh and they mock at us, right? To them, we are just a laughing stock, right? Go ahead.
And to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our God.
Right, so the iniquities of our fathers, man, because of the iniquities of our, was I more on that? Okay, so you understand on how to repent. You gotta learn to pray towards our land, to remember who you are, ask forgiveness of your sins, and the Most High God will start to hear you because He placed His name on us, and because let me get 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22. It's going to explain it better than I can. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22. It's going to explain it better than I can. Because of a thing. So the Most High God, He said to Abraham that He was going to He placed His name on us, and it's a promise that He gave to our forefathers. Right? That He's going to turn our reproach because He's going to remember the covenant that He made unto us. And contrary to popular belief, no matter what the church told you, the Bible said that the covenant is going to be with the Israelites. Hebrews 8 and 8. That's in the book of Hebrews. It said it's going to be toward the Israelites. It's also in Jeremiah 31.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of Him.
Why?
Because we keep His commandments.
Because of what?
Because we keep His commandments. And do those things that are pleasing in His sight.
We receive prayer. We receive the answers to our prayer because we keep His commandments. And we do those things that are pleasing in the sight. Right? You got any questions? So you know who you are according to the Bible. If you don't mind me asking, who are you? You an Israelite? Okay. All praises. So you know how to repent. From the tribe of all praises. So you know how to repent. You turning away from what? And what is sin? Of what? Of transgression of what? Okay, there we go. All praises. Get everybody a hand clap. Brother, you on your way, man. Lord willing, you can stick to that and be faithful to the knowledge that you received today. Right? So you got any questions for us?
I mean, shit, I just want, you know what I'm saying, keep up with y'all, man.
Okay, can we get that brother captain? Officer, can we get this brother a flyer? What's your name, bro? D. Jeremiah. All right. So, man, all praises, man. You got some understanding, man. We get you some fringes, man. Lord willing, we can get you in these scriptures and start learning to keep the commandments. And Lord willing, turn your house into righteousness, man.
That's right.
All right. All praises, man. So if you got any questions, brother, any questions at all, Lord willing, all of our brothers up here, we can help answer that question.
You ain't got no questions right now?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, you check out our information right there. You can hit us up on the email. All right.
YouTube on the bottom of the page.
All right. So I think that's the end of my time. You got something? trying to karate kicks or something? Look like you ready to kick something, brother. Bro, when you get ready, you gotta block them kicks, man.
Nobody got it. I'll go back up there.
You got something? Hey, did you open up? Yeah. I'm gonna close out.
Take 5.
Close out?
We can't.
Huh?
We can't.
What's that mean?
Close up.
Huh, close out? All right, I'm gonna end it by giving all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, and Mashiach Yahweh Shai.